I'm going to show you how to do a setup of a VPS using Ubuntu 18.04. The first thing we need to do is to update the system. Type in apt space update, then apt upgrade, and let it finish. I've already done it on this one, so as you can see there's nothing to update. The next thing we need to do is to add a new user. So type in add user and then the username that you want to create, and then create a password, and then verify the password. And then just press enter, because the next information you don't need to put in. Hit yes. The next thing we need to do is to add the user to the pseudo users group, because we do not want to continue to be logging in as root for security reasons. So type in user mod -a capital G sudo and then the username that you created, and press enter. Now we need to log in as the new user, so open up a new PuTTY session and log in as the user we just created using the password that we just created. The next thing we need to do is set up SSH to use public private key authentication instead of password. So type in SSH-keygen and follow the prompts. Enter passphrase if you want, otherwise leave blank. The next thing we need to do is to add the newly created public key to the user's SSH directory using the following command. Now let's copy the private key to our local computer so we can connect to the server using the public private key pair we just created instead of using a password. In this step we'll be using the PuTTY key generator to save our private key in a format PuTTY likes. During this step we're going to copy our private key from our PuTTY terminal and save it as a text file. Then we're going to load that file into PuTTY key generator and click save private key and give it a file name. Now we'll use the private key we just saved to connect to our server. Then in the next step we'll disable password authentication and disable root login. Now in this step we'll edit the SSH config file, we'll disable root login, disable password authentication, and change the port number from the default to a port of your choosing for SSH connections. Now with the following command we're going to restart the SSH server and log in using our new port. However, before you close your current session, make sure the new one works first. Now use the following commands to set up a quick firewall. Be sure to change the port for the custom SSH port that you chose earlier on in this video.